The Republican Dream. It's the year 2046. Trump has been the ruling dictator for the past 21 years, thanks in part to Russian interference and the Heritage Foundation. After Project 2025 went into full force, he abolished Congress and replaced it with the inner circle where rich elites and corporate CEOs make all the laws of the land with no insight from scientists, educated experts, or the average citizens in the country. They completely destroyed the Constitution and rebranded the country as the United Christian Corporations of America, where every law is written with the intent of maximizing profits at the cost of the citizens and world at large. Woke ideologies, such as global warming, vaccinations, and anything to do with LGBTQ, are outlawed with anyone daring to mention them, silenced by militarized police with AK-47s, who have been patrolling every street since Trump came into power. The banning of social media other than Truth Social, alongside the government hyper-controlling the internet and media at large, prevents citizens from communicating ideas and effectively isolates them from each other. Nowadays, all LGBTQ members are either dead or forever in hiding. Meanwhile, global warming ignorance and corporate deregulations have caused the Earth to become dangerously hot, melting the polar ice caps, decimating wildlife, and endangering the lives of people worldwide. Plagues and sickness sweep the planet, killing thousands who haven't already died from heavily polluted water or contaminated food. Every Sunday is the Sabbath, where every citizen is forced to watch a warped Christian sermon where rich pastors in fancy apparel preach from the Trump Bible, a blasphemous book that distorts the teachings of Christ to be about loving the rich, hating non-whites and non-Christians, finding joy in killing minorities and LGBTQ members, and several other inhumane ways of thinking to rationalize the carnal desires of religious zealots. Part of the sermon is dedicated to worshiping Trump like he's the second coming of Christ. Anybody caught questioning or disagreeing with these teachings is immediately silenced and erased from society. To keep citizens from critically thinking, all other books considered woke or advanced were labeled contraband and burned. Public schools also ceased to exist in favor of churning out uneducated workers for companies to exploit. All middle to lower class males are now referred to by numbers and have no sense of self. They are forced to work in factories and service jobs for 15-hour days with hardly any break time, all to fulfill the whims of the rich elite. After work, they go home to a rundown company-owned studio apartment or trailer to eat a small portion of cereal or a single can of chili, all they can afford with their $1 salary, and drown their sorrows in cheap booze. There are no vacations or days off for these people, allowing corporate overlords to suck them dry of all their energy and maximize profitability. Any resistance to this is met with execution, coupled with global warming making the planet deathly hot and health care now being reserved for the rich elite. The mortality rate has increased exponentially, with workers regularly dying on the job before their corpses are unceremoniously carted off to a burn pit. Unmarried living incubators, formerly known as women, are now sent to impregnation stations. Prisons where females ages 12 to 50 are chained and forced to have sex daily until pregnant, after which they are shipped to the nursing ward, a slightly more comfortable prison with connected hospital wings that's under constant strict surveillance. Here, the females are forced to give birth, even if it results in the death of the mother. If by any misfortune a female has a miscarriage, she is branded a criminal and immediately put to death. After the baby is born, it is separated from the mother, who gets shipped back to the impregnation station while the baby is poorly raised by old, cruel grandmas, providing minimal education and strict punishments to mold the child into a loyal worker by the time they turn 6. After turning 6, all children become child laborers working dangerous jobs in factories, mines, and meatpacking plants. Any girl that survives long enough to their teenage years is sent to the bride auction or impregnation stations to continue the cycle. The only way out for these women is being bought at the wife auction and made the property of a man. All non-white minorities are seen as worthless garbage and are treated as such. The rare few that haven't been lynched or deported are now penniless slaves working 24/7 as house servants, farm hands, and sex toys. Some are even hunted and killed for sport. To prevent undesirables from entering the country, a massive wall surrounds the borders where anyone who gets too close is immediately gunned down. Nobody is allowed in, and only the rich are allowed out. As a result, the United Christian Corporations of America has become isolated from most of the outside world that don't dare to oppose Trump for fear of retaliation by the bloodthirsty American military. This didn't stop Trump from ordering troops to completely occupy the Middle East and several parts of Africa to steal all the resources the corporations could ever want. The rich elite spend all their time partying and showing off their obscene wealth without a care in the world. They revel in the most disgusting human practices ever contrived because they know nothing can ever stop them. No other country has the wealth or ability to go against the UCCA, so the rich have nothing to worry about except how to better enjoy themselves. Their rich communities are equipped with the best climate-regulating tech ever invented, allowing them to live in their glass domes of paradise with no fear of the destruction happening to the planet. Some, like Elon Musk, have even left the planet to colonize Mars. These lumps of flesh, once considered people, are so disconnected from the harsh realities of the world that they don't realize how destroyed the planet is. They don't care. They just want to enjoy themselves until the earth crumbles. All this because brainwashed Republicans wanted a fat, traitorous, ludicrous, convicted felon to be their leader. How do you like your lives now?